Hello, RailCats fans, and welcome back to another edition of the RailCats Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kanas, and I know it's been a minute since I've been back and been able to do this. I missed the rest of the month of March, or not much, month of March, the month of June, which really wasn't too kind to the RailCats. Looking at their schedule uh, at the end here of June. They got swept. Well, I guess they kind of broke, sort of even, sort of. I think the last game I did was the Wednesday game, the 22nd, where they lost to Kane County 10-4. They went on to lose the next game against Kane County 3-2, and then they kind of broke it open a little bit against Milwaukee with a clean sweep, 8-2, 6-2, 8-4. And then the Dogs came to town and they basically shut down the RailCats, and there's nothing that they could have done. They're just that much better of a team. They lost 7-4, 8-2, 3-0. And then we go to today's game against Kansas City, which is another tough opponent. They ended up losing 6-1. And yeah, it was a rough game. So let's go ahead and talk about the game and the scoring situations here. The RailCats. So the first scoring didn't happen until the bottom of the third, when Adams hit in Sakura on a RBI single. It led off the inning with Sakura hitting a single between short and third. And then, so this is kind of where I think things kind of got a little finicky here. So there was a play being made to first, and Abbott and Sheeks got involved. They collided into each other, and I think Sheeks wasn't the same from there. They got the out 3-1 there, and then Santana flew out to right, and then Hernandez walked, and then that's when Adam hit the RBI single between second and first that brought in Sakura, who advanced to second on the walk to Hernandez, and then Guerrero, he flew out to center field. But I think before that, so we have a new addition to the RailCats, that is Victor Nova. And Victor came from the I believe he went down to Double-A Akron. That's the Cleveland Guardian system. He hit Triple-A for a little bit. Triple-A, he played 2 games, had 7 at bats, had 1 hit, which was a triple, with 3 strikeouts, a batting average of 143. And then when playing down Akron, he played 34 games. He had 124 plate appearances. He had 104 at bats. He had 13 hits, 12 runs, 7 doubles, 4 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 17 walks, and 38 strikeouts for a batting average of 125. So he's another infielder. He's left-handed bat. I think he has I don't know if he has a lot of power. He's still new-ish. The one at bat he had in the second, he smoked. I thought that ball was gone. He had a powerful long swing. And then Hernandez, that was playing right field, made a beautiful catch to rob him of it could have either been a triple, a home run, or a double, a ground rule double, somewhere in that. I thought, we were going to into an interesting game there. But like I said, the RailCats, they basically went 1, 2, 3, all the way up until the 5th. But I mean that in that third inning they scored. That wasn't really the heartbreaker of this game. That came in the 5th inning, where it started out with a fly out to left field, and then Sheeks walks Sweeney, then he walks Santa, then walked Hernandez. Well, actually, in there, what Sweeney stole a base. Uh, Santa walked. I believe Hernandez walked. That loaded the bases, and then on a wild pitch. So, I may have to go back and look and see if they actually classify that as a wild pitch because it looked like on that play, Sheeks and Cruz were on the same pathway, same signal, because Cruz set on the outside and Sheeks threw inside. So I don't know if it was a breaking ball that kind of got away from him. It hit Cruz's glove. He just didn't react fast enough. Like I said, I've said this all year long with the Cruz. He just doesn't look very mobile back there. I know his batting average has gotten a lot better. He's up to a 246 right now. I think he's the leader in walks as well for the RailCats. He's starting to get better at just behind the dish. Is one of those that I was listening to one of the games earlier this week, and Ryan Zimmerman said, like, you know, he's a great catcher. He just can't catch the ball like in the mid. Cruz has an issue catching the ball in the mid. I don't know what it is, but I don't think he's that good. I think he's getting better. I just don't think he is an elite defender back there. He's average. There's some stuff that, he gets away. He's known for his bat and not his defensive skills. But with that being said, we move. I digress from what I'm saying. So basically, it was a walk fest. There was no hits in that. There was no hits in that inning. No hits at all. Because Sweeney, Santa, and Hernandez all scored on a walk. Actually, I take that back. I believe Hernandez scored on a fielder's choice RBI by Gillespie. Then, yeah, that's how Hernandez scored, was on that RBI. Fielder's choice, Gillespie's ground out to Woodworth. Woodworth couldn't turn the double play. Guerrero was out at second. Abreu walked, and then Kamaz, he popped out to Abbott at first base. And then we move on to the fourth inning, where it starts out with Sakura. Again, he walked. Sweeney hit a single, and then Santa walked, and then Hernandez hit a sacrifice fly to center field that brought in Sakura, and then Guerrero popped out. He popped out. He popped out, and then Gillespie walked, which brought in Sweeney. How that all worked out there. And then Abreu hit a ball to just behind Woodworth, and Woodworth made a beautiful play over the shoulder catch to make a nice play. Also, it was in the third inning. Not my bad. No, it was. I think it was in the first inning, actually. No, my bad. It was in the first inning. Hernandez hit a ball to Oled, and Oled made a beautiful diving stop on that one. So it was nice on that portion of it. But that was the end of the scoring. Was there in the sixth when they scored 2 runs. That would bring your total to 6-1. The RailCats really didn't put any pressure. Their first hit didn't come until the 7th inning, when Mariaga hit a double, and then Nova grounded out to second base, and then in the 8th, Rakusin and Oled both hit back-to-back doubles, or not back-to-back singles. Rakusin did steal a base, but then Abbott struck out before Rickhusen only came up to bat. And then Walraven popped out to right field, and then Woodward flew out to right field. And then the scoring for the RailCats didn't come until the ninth inning, when it started out with Lingua, who hit a kind of a chopper single kind of dealio, where it was like one of those in between. It wasn't really a swinging bunt. It just the third baseman couldn't make a play on it, and he got a single out of it. Cruz struck out, and then Mariaga came across with another double, which was the RBI that brought in Lingua, and then Nova popped out to short, and then Abbott flew out to right field on that aspect of it. But Nova did get a hit today and a stolen base. I think I wrote that down as a stolen base. I don't know if it was a pass ball stolen base kind of dealio, but I just gave him the stolen base anyways. I could be wrong. But he went 1 for 4 on the day. So just breaking down the RailCats, the losing pitcher was John Sheeks today. The winning pitcher was John Harris. They were both the starters. There was no saves. Sheeks went 4 1/3 inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 5 walks, 2 strikeouts. And then Cologne came in, pitched 2 1/3 innings. He gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned on 6 walks and 1 strikeout. And then Medea came in and he closed it out. He pitched 1 1/3 innings, and then had 2 strikeouts. And then John Harris had the complete game, almost shutout, not until Mariaga got that double. But he went full 9 innings. He only gave up 6 hits on 1 run, all earned, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. That's a very hard stat line to beat there if you're the RailCats on this portion of it. I mean, yeah, the RailCats struck out 6 times, but Kansas City struck out 5. But here's the big like red flag here was the 11 walks. You gave up 11 walks. Like that's no matter what you're trying to do, you're not going to be successful. They scored 3 runs in 1 inning and there wasn't a single hit. There was the ball was put in play, but there was not a single hit. Like that, it was just like, you gotta be kidding me! Just walk, and it wasn't. It was nibbling. It was after they made the change of Sheeks to Cologne. I forget who it was that was up the. I think it was Santa. There was 1 out. There's a runner on third and runner on first, and then they intentionally walk them. I don't understand that. If there's 1 out, I could understand if there was 1 out, a guy on third, you didn't want to really face it, but you're at the top of the order, no matter who you're going to run into with Adams, Guerrero. I mean, those are heavy hitters, and even Hernandez are heavy hitters. Like, you don't want to face either one of them. And it just seemed like our pitchers got caught nibbling. And this is a game where you can say, where was the offense? But in the other case, where was the pitching? Like, I know there's gonna be games where the pitching is going to be horrendous, and tonight the pitching was horrendous. You give up 11 walks. That's horrendous. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, that's just horrendous. No matter what the offense did, the pitching did not help out any whatsoever. Yes, could the offense scored a couple more runs, but when you face a guy that's throwing a shutout all the way until the 9th inning, it's going to be very hard to win. The guy just had his stuff today, and I mean, it wasn't like the RailCats were swinging out of their shoes and missing a lot. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts swinging, and then you have 2 strikeouts looking. And the 2 strikeouts looking are from your power hitters and Cruz and Abbott, and Abbott was 3 pitches, and then Cruz was on a 1-2 count. But it's just one of those, like, just nothing's gonna happen. I mean, you got production from the people you normally get it from. Mariaga had 2 hits. Lingua had a hit. Rakusin, Olid, and Nova all had hits. To bring your total to 6 hits there. So I mean, and the move here, which I'm kind of shocked by in the recent weeks leading up, or the recent games leading up to the game that I'm finally able to do a podcast on, is that Walraven has been the DH spot and being number one. I thought he was perfectly fine down at the 9 spot. I thought he was starting to be more productive down there, and I thought he was fine there. I like that you had Woodworth and Lingual up there. Maybe Lingual, okay, I'm fine with him being the 3rd slot there. But I thought Woodworth was starting to really find his own up there in the leadoff spot. So I don't know. You had a good run going, and I don't know if it was just one of in the Chicago series where everything kind of changed. Because I mean, you went through and you swept Milwaukee. I don't know if that's when the change was. Like I said, I don't know what the lineup was like at that point because I was in Washington. I didn't get to watch any of the game, so it's just I guess for me that was just kind of an odd switch up on things. I do like they brought in another infielder in. I think he has potential to do something. It just may take him a second to readjust. I mean, I think he didn't strike out at all. He made good contact. Like I said, the fly ball out to second base or out to right field, it was just a hell of a catch. At that point, he'd been 2 for 4. Yeah, the pop out in the 9th kind of sucked. But then the ground out in the 7th. But I mean, you're making contact. It's not like he went up there and went 0 for 4, swinging at everything and just went down. I mean, he was battling. That's that's the other thing is like the issue with this RailCats team is they are either going to 1, have everything clicking, or 2, have nothing clicking, right? As far as batting wise, they're going to. It's going to be if it's clicking, they're going to dominate. They're going to scratch. They're going to grind. They're going to give it all. They're all. I mean, even on days when it's not clicking. I mean, even at the end here, you scored a run in the 9th when you were down 6-0 and you're basically done and over with. But it's either either everything comes together, or it just doesn't come together at all. There's not like a handful of people, that'll get a couple hits here, and then like say if Lingual's going an 0 for 4 day, you have a Sam Abbott that comes in, or Michael Cruz that comes in, or an Olid that comes in and is like, hey, all right, we're gonna pick up the slack. You're not getting that though. You're not getting the pickup. Not one person picking up the other. Like it's either Daniel Lingual's going, if Woodworth's going, that's when the team starts to go. And then you kind of get a couple pieces here and there. But realistically, you look at the game and the pitching's the downfall here, because if you didn't give up that terrible inning in the 5th, if that didn't happen, you're looking at a different game. Even in the 6th, I mean, it was walks that kind of ended up hurting you anyways, and you can't do that to this Kansas City team. I would rather lose 6-1 and give up 3 or 4 home runs than be 6-1 and giving up 11 walks. Like, that's just more brutal. Just knowing that it's just not there, and it's just not, you're not. I think this lineup scares some of the RailCats pitching, and they shouldn't go in with that. This RailCats pitching, there's a reason there's 3 players going the All-Star game off the pitching. Okay, Sheiks may have not had the best start, may have been kind of struggling the past couple, but you can't go up there and be scared. You just have to go up there and you have to pitch your game. Once you pitch your game, and then you just kind of let it go from there. Like I said, this whole month of July is going to be a hard stretch for the RailCats. I mean, you're facing very good, and you're not out of it by any means at all. You're still in 4th. You're 2 games back from Milwaukee, and that kind of helped when you swept them. But then you got swept. You're not on a 4-game losing streak. Like, that doesn't help. But Milwaukee's on so they're still kind of helping you out a little bit. The Dock Hounds are still a handful of games, 3 games underneath. You're only a game and a half behind Milwaukee, so you still got to be battling for that spot there. Like I said, the Dogs have your number. sometimes you have to take that for what it is. You have to fight it and let it go. Um, but yeah, just looking at the pure schedule um, for the RailCats. Let me get their schedule pulled up real quick. That's not what I want. Let's see here. You still got 2 more games against Kansas City. Then Lake Country comes back. Then you're on a little homestead here. Lake Country and Chicago are going to be the 2 that you're going to have to really hope for. That you're going to get something. Like I said, you want to try to win. You want to at least win a game in Kansas City, and then coming out of Lake Country and Chicago, you at least want to be 1-500, or maybe go 4-2. Win both series or sweep and tie. That kind of stuff. So, I that's what you're kind of hoping for, is at least go 500, and then Winnipeg. You have Winnipeg, who on the season is 23-19. Um, so that's still going to be a good team you're going to have to face. And this will be the first time in a while that they get to go to Canada and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. But looking forward, it's going to be another struggle trying to get anything to watch any of these games right now. Potentially Tuesday. I'm hoping Friday I'll actually get to go out to a RailCats game again. I'll maybe try to convince her to go out to that. So potentially Tuesday will be the next time I have a podcast out. If not Tuesday, then Wednesday. So we'll see. We'll see on that aspect. I'm not sure exactly how that's all going to break out. I should actually Tuesday and Wednesday I should be able to have something out. Depends on how late the games go. But yeah, RailCats lost 6-1 in a tough. Pitching just didn't help out. Hitting wasn't there. It's gonna happen. It's a long season. I mean, we're almost to the halfway point, anyways. So you're only 5 more games away from it. On that aspect of it. But if you enjoyed the podcast, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I will, if you comment on YouTube or Facebook, whatever, I will be sure to answer as best as I can when I can. Sometimes I don't see it until a couple hours later, but feedback is always appreciated as well. So make sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. It's at RailCats Talk. So yeah, stay up to date, all that good stuff. But that's gonna wrap it up for me. I'm your host, Kanas City, like I said earlier. So may not have been the best game, but you go with it. I want you to enjoy the rest of your night, rest of your evening, whenever you're listening to this, and go Cats.